Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Commit to memory. Learn by heart. Impart skills or knowledge to. Get to know or become aware of, usually accidentally. I learned that she has 2 grown-up children. Find out, learn, or determine with certainty, usually by making an inquiry or other effort. Gain knowledge or skills. She learned dancing from her sister. Be a student of a certain subject. Commit to memory. Learn by heart. A person serving a sentence in a jail or prison. A swindle in which you cheat at gambling or persuade a person to buy worthless property. Deprive of by deceit. An argument opposed to a proposal. In opposition to a proposition, opinion, etc. Much was written pro and con. Commit to memory. Learn by heart. Commit to memory. Learn by heart. Have you memorized your lines for the play yet? Impart skills or knowledge to. He instructed me in building a boat. Make aware of. Give instructions or directions for some task. She instructed the students to work on their pronunciation. Impart skills or knowledge to. An English pirate who operated in the Caribbean and off the Atlantic coast of North America, died in 1718. Accustom gradually to some action or attitude. Discover or determine the existence, presence, or fact of. Identify as in botany or biology, for example. Get to know or become aware of, usually accidentally. Make known to the public information that was previously known only to a few people or that was meant to be kept a secret. Find unexpectedly. Make a discovery. The story is false, so far as I can discover. Make a discovery, make a new finding. Röntgen discovered X-rays. See for the first time, make a discovery. Who discovered the North Pole? Get to know or become aware of, usually accidentally. Find out, learn, or determine with certainty, usually by making an inquiry or other effort. Find out if he speaks Russian. Trap. Especially in an error or in a reprehensible act. Establish after a calculation, investigation, experiment, survey, or study. Get to know or become aware of, usually accidentally. Get to know or become aware of, usually accidentally. Get to know or become aware of, usually accidentally. Get to know or become aware of, usually accidentally. Listen and pay attention. We must hear the expert before we make a decision. Examine or hear, evidence or a case, by judicial process. The jury had heard all the evidence. Perceive, sound, via the auditory sense. Receive a communication from someone. We heard nothing from our son for 5 years. Perceive with the senses quickly, suddenly, or momentarily. Register, perceptual input. Pick up a signal. Take into custody. Take and lift upward. Get to know or become aware of, usually accidentally. Fill with high spirits. Fill with optimism. gather or collect. They pick up our trash twice a week. Eat by pecking it, like a bird. Gain or regain energy. Improve significantly. Go from bad to good. Buy casually or spontaneously. Get in addition, as an increase. Give a passenger or a hitchhiker a lift. Lift out or reflect from a background. Meet someone for sexual purposes. He always tries to pick up girls in bars. Take up by hand. Take charge of or deal with. Could you see about lunch? Make sense of. Assign a meaning to. What message do you see in this letter? Go to see a place, as for entertainment. We went to see the Eiffel Tower in the morning. See or watch. This program will be seen all over the world. Get to know or become aware of, usually accidentally. I see that you have been promoted. Date regularly. Have a steady relationship with. Did you know that she is seeing an older man? Find out, learn, or determine with certainty, usually by making an inquiry or other effort. I want to see whether she speaks French. Perceive or be contemporaneous with. You'll see a lot of cheating in this school. Undergo or live through a difficult experience. Be careful or certain to do something. Make certain of something. Come together. I'll probably see you at the meeting. Accompany or escort. I'll see you to the door. Perceive, an idea or situation, mentally. Now I see. Imagine. Conceive of. See in one's mind. I can't see him on horseback. Observe, check out, and look over carefully or inspect. I must see your passport before you can enter the country. Deem to be. I don't see the situation quite as negatively as you do. Deliberate or decide. Let's see, which movie should we see tonight? Go to see for a social visit. I went to see my friend Mary the other day. Go to see for professional or business reasons. You should see a lawyer. Match or meet. Observe as if with an eye. Perceive by sight or have the power to perceive by sight. You have to be a good observer to see all the details. Receive as a specified guest. The doctor will see you now. See and understand, have a good eye. The artist must first learn to see. The seat within a bishop's diocese where his cathedral is located. Find out, learn, or determine with certainty, usually by making an inquiry or other effort. Be careful or certain to do something. Make certain of something. Establish after a calculation, investigation, experiment, survey, or study. Learn or discover with certainty. An appraisal of the state of affairs. A check on its dependability under stress. Be verified or confirmed. Pass inspection. These stories don't check. Make cracks or chinks in. The heat checked the paint. A mark left after a small piece has been chopped or broken off of something. Examine so as to determine accuracy, quality, or condition. Check the brakes. Develop a child's or animal's behavior by instruction and practice, especially to teach self-control. Become fractured. Break or crack on the surface only. Lessen the intensity of temper. Hold in restraint. Hold or keep within limits. The state of inactivity following an interruption. Held them in check. Find out, learn, or determine with certainty, usually by making an inquiry or other effort. Slow the growth or development of. A written order directing a bank to pay money. He paid all his bills by check. Be careful or certain to do something. Make certain of something. Mark into squares or draw squares on. Draw crossed lines on. Additional proof that something that was believed, some fact or hypothesis or theory, is correct. A mark indicating that something has been noted or completed, etc. As he called the roll, he put a check mark by each student's name. The act of inspecting or verifying. They made a check of their equipment. Something immaterial that interferes with or delays action or progress. The bill in a restaurant. He asked the waiter for the check. Put a check mark on or near or next to. Please check each name on the list. Be compatible, similar or consistent. Coincide in their characteristics. The handwriting checks with the signature on the check. Hold back, as of a danger or an enemy. Check the expansion or influence of. The act of restraining power or action or limiting excess. Abandon the intended prey, turn, and pursue an inferior prey. Arrest the motion of something abruptly. He checked the flow of water by shutting off the main valve. A textile pattern of squares or crossed lines, resembling a checkerboard. She wore a skirt with checks. Block or impede. A player from the opposing team, in ice hockey. Chess. A direct attack on an opponent's king. Consign for shipment on a vehicle. Check your luggage before boarding. Decline to initiate betting. Hand over something to somebody as for temporary safekeeping. Make an examination or investigation. Check into the rumor. Obstructing an opponent in ice hockey. Place into check. He checked my kings. Stop for a moment, as if out of uncertainty or caution. She checked for an instant and missed a step. Stop in a chase, especially when scent is lost. The dog checked. Verify by consulting a source or authority. Check the spelling of this word. Write out a check on a bank account. Decide upon or fix definitely. Reach, make, or come to a decision about something. Find out, learn, or determine with certainty, usually by making an inquiry or other effort. Establish after a calculation, investigation, experiment, survey, or study. Shape or influence. Give direction to. Experience often determines ability. Fix conclusively or authoritatively. Settle conclusively. Come to terms. Fix in scope. Fix the boundaries of. The tree determines the border of the property. A person employed to keep watch for some anticipated event. See or watch. Find out, learn, or determine with certainty, usually by making an inquiry or other effort. A purposeful surveillance to guard or observe. Observe with attention. They watched as the murderer was executed. A small portable timepiece. Follow with the eyes or the mind. The world is watching Sarajevo. Be vigilant, be on the lookout or be careful. The rite of staying awake for devotional purposes, especially on the eve of a religious festival. A period of time, 4 or 2 hours, during which some of a ship's crew are on duty. Look attentively. Watch a basketball game. The period during which someone, especially a guard, is on duty. Observe or determine by looking. Come to have or undergo a change of physical features and attributes. Gain through experience. I acquired a strong aversion to television. Gain knowledge or skills. Children acquire language at an amazing rate. Win something through one's efforts. I acquired a passing knowledge of Chinese. Come into the possession of something concrete or abstract. They acquired a new pet. Take on a certain form, attribute, or aspect. Locate, a moving entity, by means of a tracking system such as radar. Gain knowledge or skills. Have or contain a certain wording or form. The passage reads as follows. Make sense of a language. Can you read Greek? Obtain data from magnetic tapes or other digital sources. This dictionary can be read by the computer. Indicate a certain reading of gauges and instruments. The gauge read, empty. Interpret something in a certain way. Convey a particular meaning or impression. I read this address as a satire. Be a student of a certain subject. She is reading for the bar exam. Audition for a stage role by reading parts of a role. Interpret something that is written or printed. Read the advertisement. Interpret the significance of, as of palms, tea leaves, intestines, the sky, also of human behavior. She read the sky and predicted rain. Look at, interpret, and say out loud something that is written or printed. The king will read the proclamation at noon. Something that is read. The article was a very good read. To hear and understand. I read you loud and clear. A branch of knowledge. Anthropology is the study of human beings. Give careful consideration to. Applying the mind to learning and understanding a subject, especially by reading. No schools offer graduate study in interior design. Attentive consideration and meditation. Preliminary drawing for later elaboration. Think intently and at length, as for spiritual purposes. He is meditating in his study. Learn by reading books. He is studying geology in his room. A detailed critical inspection. A written document describing the findings of some individual or group. This accords with the recent study by Hill and Dale. Be a student of a certain subject. Consider in detail and subject to an analysis in order to discover essential features or meaning. A composition intended to develop one aspect of the performer's technique. A study in spiccato bowing. A room used for reading and writing and studying. He knocked lightly on the closed door of the study. A state of deep mental absorption. She is in a deep study. Be a student. Follow a course of study. Be enrolled at an institute of learning. Someone who memorizes quickly and easily, as the lines for a part in a play. He is a quick study. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Be capable of holding or containing. This box won't take all the items. Remove something concrete, as by lifting, pushing, or taking off, or remove something abstract. Take the gun from your pocket. Serve oneself to, or consume regularly. I don't take sugar in my coffee. Make a film or photograph of something. Take a scene. Be designed to hold or take. This surface will not take the die. Require, time or space. Take somebody somewhere. Can you take me to the main entrance? Have sex with. Archaic use. He had taken this woman when she was most vulnerable. Have with oneself. Have on one's person. She always takes an umbrella. Receive or obtain regularly. We take the Times every day. Admit into a group or community. Head into a specified direction. Pick out, select, or choose from a number of alternatives. Take into consideration for exemplifying purposes. Assume, as of positions or roles. Interpret something in a certain way. Convey a particular meaning or impression. How should I take this message? Lay claim to, as of an idea. Accept or undergo, often unwillingly. Make use of or accept for some purpose. Take a risk. Take something or somebody with oneself somewhere. Engage for service under a term of contract. Shall we take a guide in Rome? Be stricken by an illness, fall victim to an illness. Take on a certain form, attribute, or aspect. Take as an undesirable consequence of some event or state of affairs. Get into one's hands, take physically. Can you take this bag, please? Require as useful, just, or proper. It takes nerve to do what she did. Occupy or take on. Receive willingly something given or offered. Be a student of a certain subject. Proceed along in a vehicle. Point or cause to go, blows, weapons, or objects such as photographic equipment, towards. Ascertain or determine by measuring, computing or take a reading from a dial. Take a pulse. Be seized or affected in a specified way. Take sick. Buy, select. I'll take a pound of that sausage. Carry out. Take action. Experience or feel or submit to. Obtain by winning. Winner takes all. Take by force. Take into one's possession. I'll take 3 salmon steaks. The act of photographing a scene or part of a scene without interruption. Travel or go by means of a certain kind of transportation, or a certain route. He takes the bus to work. Learn by reading books. I have an exam next week, I must hit the books now. Act as an informer. She had informed on her own parents for years. Give character or essence to. The principles that inform modern teaching. Impart knowledge of some fact, state of affairs, or event to. I informed him of his rights. Be an understudy or alternate for a role. Reverse, a direction, attitude, or course of action. Do something in turns. Serving or used in place of another. Go back and forth. Swing back and forth between two states or conditions. Occurring by turns, first one and then the other. Someone who takes the place of another person. Every second one of a series. The cleaning lady comes on alternate Wednesdays. Exchange people temporarily to fulfill certain jobs and functions. Of leaves and branches, etc., first on one side and then on the other in two ranks along an axis, not paired. Stems with alternate leaves. Be an understudy or alternate for a role. An actor able to replace a regular performer when required. Strengthen and support with rewards. Let's reinforce good behavior. Make stronger. He reinforced the concrete. Make free from confusion or ambiguity. Make clear. Make understand. Can you enlighten me? I don't understand this proposal. Give spiritual insight to, in religion. Bestow honor or rewards upon. The scout was rewarded for courageous action. Benefit resulting from some event or action. Reaping the rewards of generosity. Strengthen and support with rewards. A recompense for worthy acts or retribution for wrongdoing. Virtue as its own reward. An act performed to strengthen approved behavior. Act or give recompense in recognition of someone's behavior or actions. Payment made in return for a service rendered. The offer of money for helping to find a criminal or for returning lost property. Create by training and teaching. Teach or refine to be discriminative in taste or judgment. Give an education to. We must educate our youngsters better.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.